Hello, my name is Antonita Oneal, and my son, Dontez Oneal, was murdered November the 21st, 2012, by a Cincinnati police officer, Orlando Smith, which was an African American police officer. The police officer that murdered my son has a long, extensive history of using excessive force. He has done shot 6 other African American males in the past. However, my son was one of the ones that was fatally murdered. He has also ran over pedestrians innocently, driving fast, stating that they were either in the way or his video cam dashboard stopped working, which that's what he stated as well when he murdered my son in 2012. 11 months after he murdered my son, when he ran over the pedestrian that was crossing the street, he also stated the same thing, that the video camera stopped working. I have reached out to the public, the national media. No one would touch my story. My son did not have no type of weapons on him. He did not have no record or anything. And I just feel that it's not fair as a mother, as a citizen of the United States of America, for my son's death to be treated in that manner. Had it been a Caucasian cop, I just feel strongly that I would have had media attention, national attention, just as well as all these other fatally and brutally police brutality murderers that's going on across the nation. I'm so upset as a mother, just as a person, that no one will pick my story up at all. When I had reached out to the Cincinnati lawyers, I had a lawyer when it first happened. He was disbarred from practicing law due to some other things that had happened. So since then, I have been without an attorney. I has been fighting this case by myself. They tried to throw my son case out in March of 2015, and I went to the Ohio Supreme Federal Court to appeal it, which I did win my appeal. But at the same time, I'm still in the same predicament as of now without an attorney. I have fought tirelessly. I'm so overwhelmed with this. It's just has taken a big toll over me. But I feel that I am strong, and I am trying to overcome a lot of the obstacles that they are trying to block and throw in my face. My son basically was riding down the street, and apparently he had 2 other guys that was in the car with him. The police stated that they were looking for one of the guys that was in the car with my son. So at that time, when my son pulled over, because they had sirens, behind them, he pulled over to, stop to see what was going on. And as he proceeded to do so, one of the guys had got out the car and he had ran before he could even pull over. So it left 2 guys in the car, which was my son and the guy that they were apparently looking for. However, the police, there were 3 police officers. 2 was Caucasian, and he had been working on the force. All 3 of them had been working on the force for like over 20 years. The 2 Caucasian police officers never pulled their firearm out or anything at all. The African American police officer, Orlando Smith, which murdered my son, he got out the car and shot the guy that was in the back seat of the car that he were looking for, apparently. He shot him 2 times in the arm, and then he opened fire on my son that was in the driver's seat of the car. Per stated by Orlando Smith, he stated that my son them my son got out the car, tried to shoot at him, got back in the car, and that's when he opened fire. There were like over 30 some witnesses that I have that stated that my son never even made it out the car. The guy that did survive, he did state that originally the only thing that they were going to try to do was try to run, but my son never even got the car door open at all to even try to do so. So basically, they're out here, fighting for all these other people. And, if since it has been like Caucasian cops that has murdered African Americans, and basically just to try to throw my son case right up under the rug. Well, still to this day, as of September the 24th, I'm still fighting. And I'm going to fight until I get some type of justice. Whether it's peace within myself, or for this cop to be accountable for his actions. Well, just September the 17th, 2015, this year, the Ohio Cincinnati Court Division of Cincinnati, Ohio, had charged the two boys the one that was shot and the other guy, they charged them with manslaughter due to the fact that they stated that in Ohio, if you were somebody and there was an act of a crime, then you would be charged with it. Well, last year in November of 2014, they tried to charge them with murder, and they couldn't find a murder on them. They couldn't even find a manslaughter on them at all. And they threw all the black jurors out and had white jurors on. Every white juror found the guys not guilty. So they basically, the prosecutor, Joe Dieters in Cincinnati, had appealed it and basically brought the boys back down here and charged them with manslaughter. And it's just strange that it was it wasn't even on the local news here in Cincinnati. That, the two boys that, were in the car with my son that was fatally killed by the police in November 2012 were charged with manslaughter or whatnot. They didn't have it on nowhere. It was no type of media there. It was no one there at all. It was supposed to be a jury trial, which we went that prior week, and they stated that they were going to continue it for the next 2 weeks or so. However, they did on their own, proceeded without even notifying any of us about anything at all, and brought the boys down to court and charged them with manslaughter. So I'm out here trying to find help and justice for my son. There are black police officers that's murdering, African Americans, but I just feel that why does it make that a difference? I think that's discrimination. That it's okay to kill for a black officer to kill a black. They say Black Lives Matter. Black lives only matter if it's a Caucasian cop that kills another African American, and that's not fair. Please, somebody help me. Please. I'm so depressed. I'm so stressed. Please help me.